Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel, Truedivine44. You can also get me on my Facebook page, Truedivine. This is part of the free content that I put out on a daily basis to help support and guide you. I use the energy work that I do and combine that with tarot and bring a narrative to you to help you on your day. Take what resonates, it is general, and leave what doesn't. So for the 4th of September 2020, I wanted to pull out of what I tend to call my relationship cards, emotional, passionate cards. I was just led to do so. So the first card for the 4th of September is this 7 of Wands. And you can see this lady is trying desperately to sustain and protect and defend the very thing, probably grain, that would keep her family. So she's trying to protect her ground, protect her corner from what looks like a mob of rats. And so I feel that in a lot of people's lives right now, we've been sort of driven into this energy field of defense. And for a lot of people, it's gone into overdrive. And so this aids the division that we're feeling between the different groups, between the different sectors of our society. But there's a lot of people finding themselves in a defensive position now, defending just what are their natural knowings, their beliefs, whatever that might be, against an almost mob mentality. And there's the many in the mob. And so it's a difficult position to find yourself in. I feel that there's a real separation, and there's a lot of people who are speaking whole truths, are speaking level-headed, balanced thoughts, but because they refuse to join a side that is divided, a mob, which I know you can all think of certain letters, you know, representing said mobs, you feel alone. You feel like you're there, you know, challenging the many, and you're the only one that is defending this corner. It might feel for a lot of people today that, you know, within their own family units, there's certain people within that family unit can see and feel the things that are coming down the pipeline, like things that we're seeing in Australia, that things have gone too far for them now, and they can't even be in a defensive position. So there's many people within family units that can see further down the line and see the potentials of where things are going, and are acting on it and trying to maybe defend the corner of those people within that family unit, but without the help of the rest of the family. The rest of the family is wanting to put their head in the sand, and so you find yourself again alone, defending against the mob mentality. And so it's a very difficult position to be in, especially when you haven't got that backup. So if you're feeling this way today, if I'm the only voice that you may hear, which I very much doubt, because there are a lot of people in this position who are willing to support one another, I just want to put out there to you the intent for you to have strength and character and fortitude to maintain your ground in a passionate, yes, in a wand-like, but balanced and whole way. And I appreciate what you're doing for your corner. It's a very difficult position to be in right now. It's a worrying position for a lot of people to be in right now. This mob seems to be growing, and like any pack, when you have that pack mentality, packs can get out of control very, very quickly. A little bit like when you see a flock of birds flying in the sky and you see one change the direction just a centimeter and they all go with it, they all flow with it. People can be like that when they're in packs, when they're in mobs. And that's when the mob rule happens. You know, one person throws a brick and then everybody thinks it's acceptable and starts joining in, throwing bricks without questioning. And you find yourself defending against this kind of energy today. And it's a difficult and worrying position to be in, but you're not alone. I want you to know that you're not alone. There's many of us standing up, even within our own family units, within our own friendship units, on the collective stage, standing up and ready to defend the corner, not only of ourselves, but on behalf of other people too. And so to clarify that, we get the Ten of Cups, but the Ten of Cups is in reverse. I don't often get the Ten of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Cups in its upright position is a beautiful card of alignment, emotional alignment, abundance within the family unit, within the friendship unit, balanced emotions, bliss overflowing, joy overflowing. You can see that, you know, it's almost as if the person in this defensive position has reached a point of alignment, has reached a point of emotional intelligence, and can intuit and feel what is coming. But they're not just challenged by the mob that they are in defense of, being defensive from. They're also challenged by the very people that are closest to them. By the very people that are closest to them in a lot of ways are the conformists, who are just wanting, even when it makes no sense, even with all the contradictions that are coming out, even with all the fake numbers that are coming out, you still have people around you that you should be able to be aligned with and draw strength from emotionally, wanting to conform to the very people who are lying to them. So it's a frustrating position, a difficult position, and it does put obstacles in the way. The challenge is here for the person that can see more and feel more, that is in this defensive position, to, like I said before, not tip it over into excessive defense, where we are easily triggered into defense and further alienate ourselves even more from those people that we want to protect or influence in a good way. So it's a bit of a tightrope position to be in, and it's full of adrenaline. There's a lot of adrenaline here for whoever this is resonating with. The second card is the Knight of Wands. And so this speaks to the path ahead is not clear. The path ahead is not written in stone, certainly not. You're being guided literally in some cases from a minute to minute basis. You're taking in everything around you, the environment, the weather, the energy, the feeling of the people around you. You're assessing everything and then deciding which steps to take along the journey. And so that can be also a little bit disconcerting today, in that we don't know which direction this is going to go in. We don't know how this is going to end up or turn out. So to be present in that moment, in that defensive position, coupled with that defensive position, is a difficult place to be in. And so to clarify that, we've got the Mother card. So this is the Empress. And this is the reminder. You can see here, it's a beautiful card actually. She is the mother that is pregnant with a child. She's got a horse and another child at her arm. It's not very clear camera, that's better. So you can see here that she's leading the way, and she's bringing things into the reality. She's already birthed this child into the reality, and she's in the process of making another child to be able to be born and to be able to walk and breathe and touch and smell in this very reality that she walks in right now. And so it speaks of that, you know, there's cycles within cycles here, and it doesn't always have to become clear, but what we do need to remember is that we make our reality, we manifest our reality through our thoughts, through our words and our deeds. So no matter where this path winds to, which directions we end up going into, there's this feeling of that's okay to relax into. Just like it's better to relax into a pregnancy rather than worry your whole way through a pregnancy, because you'll manifest more problems that way. To just keep your check on yourself on this journey with this Knight of Wands, of how you're acting, what you're thinking and what you're saying. So the worst possible thing you could do with this Knight of Wands is go against his innate nature and not be cheery and not be hopeful and not be speaking good over yourself, over those around you, over what your destination is going to look like. Because ultimately the Empress, the mother, reminds us that we manifest this reality, we create this reality as we go along. And so the times when, you know, we slip into maybe being a bit over defensive and getting too out of alignment is the very time that will manifest the very thing that we were most fearful of. So to be careful of the magic that you're letting out through the thoughts and the words and the deeds. Bringing us into the last card, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So this speaks of the newness, this speaks of that bliss, where this Ten of Cups was reversed. This speaks of just being brave enough to go further along your path, to be this Knight of Wands and go further along your path, knowing the mother energy, speaking positively over yourself, over the future. Yes, taking into account all of the elements around you, all of the energies around you, but nevertheless speaking positively, speaking powerfully over you and the environment around you, to bring in this Ace of Cups, this abundance, this bliss, this newness. With that, the Nine of Pentacles is clarifying the Ace of Cups, which is beautiful because the 9 and the 1 making a 10, it brings us back into that alignment that we lost in this 10 of Cups reversed at the start of the reading. And so with this newness, with this bliss, with this happy energy here, this joy, we bring in this abundance in our physical reality. So the mother reminding us to just go on the path, be brave enough to just take the next steps, but take them with your shoulders back, your head held high, and positive words coming out of your mouth, to bring in this energy of the Ace of Cups. And you will come out of the other end with alignment and abundance, anointing of your physical reality and all that are in it, all the generations within it. There will be sustenance for it all. Now, on each apple here, you can't quite see, but there's the Divine Feminine star, the 5-pointed star, the cycle of the Divine Feminine. Yes, it was stolen. It's turned upside down, but it's the Divine Feminine star with all of the cycles included in each point. So that speaks to, you know, the very housing that we're in, the bodies that we're in, the ground that we stand on, being the mother. It's all the mother, it's all the Divine Feminine. And it's the action of this Divine Masculine energy, of this fire, of this wand, this Leo type energy, that is the life spark that brings life to this mother energy, to this Divine Feminine Empress energy, and that brings into the reality all the things we actually need to sustain us, when we can get rid of all of the excess baggage that makes us defensive, the excess division that makes us singled out and vulnerable. And so on the bottom of the deck, we have another 3, and that is the 3 of Cups. And you see here, they're celebrating, there's joy here, but there's alignment in emotion. There is joined emotional happiness. And so it's finding that happy place where you're with people that you don't need to be defensive with. You're in a partnership that you don't need to feel the need to defend yourself. You're with the right people. You found the right frequency within others that match up to you, that contrast you in a good way, that lift you up. There is a time here of hope, of being able to turn the tables, being able to flip that script. And it all starts with the mental capacity of hope, of happiness, the remapping the brain into a happier space, and then following that, you know, aligning your emotions with that, actually channeling your emotions rather than them channeling you, And so the last card on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. And so this is, you know, the messenger, and it brings good news. It brings, you know, a flirtatious nature. So where some relationships might be ending because you're in like the latter part of the cycle, where you've been defending yourself too much, you've realized that you're on opposite sides of the spectrum. It's just not right. The frequency's not right. Just taking that path and trusting, but staying positive, speaking positively over yourself and over others and the reality that you want to manifest brings in good news. It brings in a more fun, loving nature, brings in a higher frequency vibe. So it's a very hopeful day as far as you can make it all of this by just a change of the way of thinking, a change of the words that you speak, a change in the way that you show and channel your emotions. You're in a lot of control today. There are no major arcanas apart from the mother. That being the mother, being everything that we look upon and stand upon. The divine masculine being the action, the spark, the life spark. Getting it in that right way around actually is a very powerful spiritual foundation for us to build from. So take what you will of it today, but I hope that most people will take all of that on and implement all of that in their lives, because it's a foundational spiritual knowledge of the divine feminine, the Empress, and how you can use that to create and manifest the reality that you want to create and manifest. And how even when you don't want to create and manifest the reality that you're in, how you actually did that through maybe more negative thoughts, negative deeds, negative words. So flipping that script and using that as one of your foundational practices is very powerful today and hereafter. So take it as you will. Much love, be balanced and be whole as always. If you'd like a private reading with me, hit me up at the email below, or you can private message me on Facebook. Any energy work, any spiritual work, do the same. We can book in a session, and thank you to everybody who's been booking in. It really helps me. It helps me sustain my family. I appreciate you all, and I'll put everything into any session I have with anybody every single time, so that you all get the best out of me and that I can see you get the best out of you. So love you all. Mwah.